I'd say a B minus. It's weird because I wasn't very relevant the whole weekend. Like, I don't know if there was ever a time from the practice day until the last lap of the main event on Saturday that I was the fastest guy. I took fourth the first night. I took second the second night. I led some laps, which was cool, but I mean, like, let's be honest, MEES came by and he left me. I just kind of was doing my own thing, really. So, which I'm good with. It's just one of those weekends, and that's why the grade's so low. I mean, I've kind of become accustomed, which, like, it's not arrogant, but over the last 2 years of my career, at some point throughout the day or a weekend, I'm the guy. Like, I come off and I'm the fastest dude on track, or I had the fastest lap of the semi, or whatever the case was. I didn't have that, which I kind of felt a little bit in the pits, the paddock. I didn't have that fire that I normally do. So when you don't have the fire, you don't get a real great grade either. So yeah, B minus for the weekend. Yeah, I mean, a few of the issues were all with me. I mean, the team did a really good job with the bike. Once again, it's really similar to last year. We did change some stuff, but bike felt really, really good. For me, getting smoked on Saturday night, the second night, I felt better in that main event than I did the year before in the second night, which is so funny because uh, it was almost like deja vu to the year before. Like, I felt really good in my semi. I didn't win, but I got the whole shot. I led like 10 laps, and then MEES came by and then checked out. Where that's exactly what happened both years. But I felt good. I felt like pretty solid on the bike with that racetrack. I always kind of struggle with Volusia a little bit, so felt good, but still not that relevant. So I'm kind of excited to get going at other places because the bike felt really good. I feel good with the team. Michelle DeSalvo, my mechanic from 2019, is back. I lost my mechanic I had last year, Dustin Say, to Essenson. So, yeah, I felt good. So I just want to get to Atlanta and then get this series rolling because as well as we gelled and as well as we rode on Saturday night, even though we weren't that relevant, I want that to translate over to the other tracks that I think will suit my style a little bit better. Sharp right now, I would say mental. I'm more upset by my own performance than I was impressed by MEES's performance. Or, I mean, really last year he won both races and he took third the night before, so I was kind of questioning his performance when I was impressed. But I'm just bummed. Like I said, I wasn't fiery, and I should have been. We've been in Florida for 8 weeks getting ready for the season opener, and I don't know why. I wasn't eager in any way, shape, or form. I just think because I don't like Volusia or what the case was. So now I'm like, all right, cool. We got a TT. We have a new half mile. To me, at least, it's maybe not new to some of the older guys on the series. So I'm pretty fired up now, which obviously isn't ideal because we're the weekend after the national, which is kind of embarrassing. But yeah, momentum. I'm not a momentum guy. Every single time I come off the track and get off my bike, whether I was good, bad, or indifferent, I'm trying to improve my own performance, my own style, myself. Trying to just be better on your own, and then you can maybe worry about other people. So, not a big momentum guy. Just always eager to get back out and try and be better, no matter the situation the time before. It's kind of funny. I mean, Jared will always be the number one threat to anyone who takes over the number one plate or who's in that position. I said in an interview, the guy doesn't really have much of a life outside of motorcycle racing. It's either win or chew on my crossbar pad until I do. So he's the guy. Over the course of 18 rounds or whatever we have this year, I know that every single track he's going to be really good. Where there's some guys that will be good on certain tracks and then maybe not as good on others. MEES is going to be good everywhere. So at the end of the day, it's always MEES. It always has been. It always will be. So that's a pretty much a given every time. Yeah, that was seeing her win again was kind of actually emotional a little bit for me. I'm an emotional guy. Everyone makes fun of me. I cry after I win most of the time. So seeing her win meant more at that point. part of the problem with me not riding real well was I didn't even want to go out for my main event. I just wanted to hang out with her and talk about a race. Honestly, I was so proud. There's been so much talk that she doesn't really care about racing motorcycles anymore, or that she's too focused on being married, or she's too old, and there's younger guys that should be in her spot. So the thing is, nobody sees the work that goes in during the week, and the stress and just the mental game that she plays with herself that we have to overcome. And it was bad at the end of last year. Like, she didn't win a race. I think her best finish was a second. In the last like 8 races, she wasn't even inside the top 5, I don't think. So to just show up, and I mean, she's fully just written off, done. She's not going to be competitive. She has a ponytail, so she gets a ride with Red Bull KTM. To see her just take everyone to school, not just one day, but both days on her birthday. It was, like I said, it was emotional, like just good, like a great feeling again. I'm proud of myself when I race, but there isn't a level of proudness for me, for her, when she wins. So it made me feel really good. Not one on the same night. No, it's funny. Like, it's not a mental thing, but it dang near is. I almost hope she doesn't win again. Don't tell her I said this, but I hope she doesn't win again, because like, I'm rolling out for the main. I'm like, well, Shay won. That means I can't tonight. So I guess we'll roll in 4th and take 4th. But now we've been so close, actually. I think she won at Texas a couple years ago. And then I battled with MEES the whole main event, and I'm like, and it wasn't a thing back then. So she went 1, I went 2. We've had a bunch of nights where we took seconds together. I think we have a few thirds, but either I win and she takes second, or she wins and I take second. So nothing to complain about by any means, but it'd be really cool to, I mean, let alone podium on the same night, but for two married couple to win, it'd be cool. If the two of us were both gonna win, shoot, I think that we had a really good shot at Volusia. I thought we did, at least until MEES rained on that parade. The thing is, like, she's riding so good right now. If she can keep that momentum going and keep that feeling, keep that confidence, I think that a place like maybe Joliet, I don't know much about it. I watch a little bit of film, and I'll watch a little bit more, but maybe a place like Joliet, any clay half mile. If I could choose one spot, I'd say the race here in Pennsylvania. There's so many fans of ours and friends that they're all friends that are fans that come to that race. So her family, my family, they're always there. If I could choose one, I would choose the Pennsylvania race, just because when you say hometown crowd, like, I feel like it's fully hometown advantage at this point for me, and it's double for her because we live here now. So if I could choose one, I would say that, and realistically, she's riding well enough, it would be the Pennsylvania race. So actually, the program really kind of stays the same. We're gonna just ride some motocross, ideally ride as much TT practice as we can. I really, SHAYNA, like, she has more fire than she's had in a while, and she's been pushing me to try and find places and try and get things orchestrated for us to go ride TTs, and me be on my twin and her on her 450 and stuff. So just riding, training as much as we can. We actually kind of took this last week off. I was pretty drained. She was pretty drained from the week, and she did more than I did. So that it motivates me to see how serious she is about being a champion. So really, just before Super TT, it's probably gonna be pretty gnarly, the track. We should see it here pretty soon, and I think it's gonna take a lot. So maybe adjust things a little bit, but really kind of stay on the same program, ride 2-3 times a week, and a lot of cardio, a lot of gym stuff. Not a whole lot, but a little bit, I guess I should say. And yeah, more than anything, just try and be mentally ready. It's I think that you win more races being mentally strong than you do physically every time. So that's one of the game plans I have, trying to set her up for her first championship. I mean, JD Beach dude, he's riding good. They're getting the Yamaha better, and he's just a good TT guy too. Like, we saw it at Arizona Super TT. I don't know if this is going to be similar, which it doesn't matter. we all kind of call the TT tracks the great equalizer. It doesn't really matter what brand you're on, just because you throw a front brake on that thing and it changes it. On our twins, it changes everything. So I'd probably say JD. I think one guy that's going to surprise people is going to be Jared Vanderkoy. If he can be serious over these next 5 weeks and mentally crack down, he's going to be really good at that track. I don't know if he'll be like quote unquote annoying, but I think that he's going to impress some people. And I think the same goes for my brother Bronson. He rode pretty well at the last round, and he's a good motorcycle rider. So 2 guys, I think that if they can just get really serious and change how they look at it, they can be maybe not the annoying JD, because JD's like a gnat and he just doesn't go away, but they'll be impressive. I'm just looking forward to a TT as a whole. We didn't have one last year, and honestly, I enjoy riding my twin on the TT tracks now. I didn't think when they first made the rule where we were riding twins everywhere, I wasn't for it, but the Indian honestly handles so well, and it takes the jump so well, and the right-handers so well, that I'm just excited to ride it again. It's been a full year. It's been longer than that, going back to 2019, and just see where people are at. I mean, everyone rides motocross. It seems like now they really put a lot into it, but it's different riding a TT on a twin. Like, there's weight. I think leverage is really big. Being a taller guy helps. If I could build a TT track, I'd love to ride another one like Arizona. A lot of jumps, a lot of right-handers, and a lot of just challenges. I think that I kind of strive on being a good motorcycle rider first, and then a better flat tracker second. So when that's a scenario, when the track is kind of crazy, it kind of suits that mental state a little bit better. Hold on, serious face. I don't want to wave. Don't do that. I can't be serious with that. All right, everyone. That was weird. All right, everyone. I appreciate you tuning in. We appreciate you being a part of the sport and the series, and we look forward to seeing you in Atlanta. Thanks.